Hi, I'm Dixon Ponce, and this is my Vinegar Titration Lab. I've got all of my needed materials, so let's just get into it. First, I need to put 5 milliliters of this vinegar into this cylinder and see. Now that I have my mass, I need to pour this into the flask. And then put 2 drops of 2 drops of this into the vinegar. Now that that's in there, I need to put 10 milliliters of sodium hydroxide into this small cup. So let's get 10 milliliters. Yes, it was rinsed out. And then once I get 10 milliliters, I will put this into a small cup. Now that I have 10 milliliters of sodium hydroxide in the small cup, I'm going to put it all in the syringe and weigh the syringe. Now that I've got it all in the syringe, I'm going to place it in. I'm going to put this into the flask in 0.5 increments and then swirl it around to see how many increments it takes, like how much milliliters I'll use to get color change. After I got my color change, there was about 5.1 milliliters left in the syringe. So now that I have that information, I'm going to plug it all into the data table, and then after I plug it all in, I'm going to dispose of all of this, rinse it maybe 3 times with water, and then I'm going to do it all again 2 more times for sample 2 and sample 3. Put those in the data table, and then it's on to activity 2, which you'll see next. So I ran into an issue. This will be covered in the lab report. While I was rinsing off my my flask for the last time after the 3rd sample, it slipped out of my hand and it broke. So in that case, we're going to use this little cup for activity 2, in which we do the same thing, just with a different vinegar. So I got balsamic. It was said I only need about a teaspoon. And I got my weight. Let me go enter that into my data table. I've got my vinegar and my replacement for a flask because I'm clumsy. I tried not to be, I promise. But no, same thing, just add 2 drops. 1, 2. And now I need to put this to the side and get 10 milliliters of my sodium hydroxide. I've got my 10 milliliters of my sodium hydroxide in a different small cup. And now I'm just gonna put it all in the syringe. And now I've got exactly 10 milliliters of sodium hydroxide, and now I will slowly add it to my balsamic vinegar. now that I've got my endpoint, all I got to do is plug it in to the data table, do calculations, and then data table, and then I got to rinse it all off and do it 2 more times. But yeah, I don't want to have to show you the, you'll see it in the math. But yeah, I'm going to rinse off everything, do it 2 more times, and once that's finished, clean everything off, and then activity 3 is just looking at a table with a bunch of pH, milliliters, measurements, and then I gotta fill that out, and then I will have this into you today. There's also some questions I need to answer, but I've answered the pre-labs, and we're good to go. So thank you for watching, and giggle.